Welcome out to New Orleans following the end of the Falcons season alongside ESPN Falcons reporter Michael Rothstein, and plenty of questions obviously for this team, but first let's kind of break down the game. It was a tale of two halves. It kind of started to avalanche once Desmond Ridder threw that first interception. What was kind of your breakdown after this game?
This was a microcosm of so much of what we've seen, Reggie, all year long. Flashes of potential, a little bit of, okay, you can see the progress, and then something happens. Usually a Desmond Ridder turnover, whether it was a fumble or an interception, had both of them today. And then from there, it just seems like it's a big spiral, Reggie. And that is exactly what happened. About, 40 yards away? I mean, Desmond Ridder threw a terrible pass. Awful pass. I don't even know where it was supposed to go. He forced it. And from there, it looked like everything just started to snowball. And a 17-17 game became 48-17 at the end.
Yeah, it really happened so fast as well. I am curious, when you look back at this season, for a team that had high expectations, they thought they'd make the playoffs this season. It kind of seemed to spiral out of control in moments. When you look back at this year, how do you kind of describe it if you could give it one word, and what do you kind of take out of that word?
I mean, the word's inconsistency. You heard Tyler Algier, the Falcons running back, describe it as such when I asked him that. This team's biggest consistency all year was their inconsistency, because you saw it in this game. Played really good football in that first half and then terrible ball in the second half. You can take that, transpose it to games. Look what they did against the Colts. Look what they did against the Packers. They beat two good teams, right? Colts could be in the playoffs. Yeah. Oh, no, they're not going to be in the playoffs, but they were playing. They overachieved. But then you had games like Arizona, games like Minnesota, games like Carolina, and that's the reason we're talking about the end of their season now instead of them winning the NFC South or maybe even being a wild card team, because they just could not be consistent and look good enough often enough.
I think my final question is the question that fans at home have as well. The future of Arthur Smith, it seemed like that locker room really feels like he should come back. What do you kind of see happening over the next couple of days, weeks, and months?
So I've covered a lot of these, Reggie. I covered the Detroit Lions for 8 years. I covered the 4 worst years of Michigan football, maybe the 4 worst years of Notre Dame football. I've covered a lot of coaching, hirings, and firings. Going into this week, this was the most uncertain I've been about a coach on the hot seat in terms of what would happen. Leaving the Superdome, I still am not sure exactly, because if you look at the total picture, right? If you look at all 3 years, he overachieved in 2 years, and then this year was a bad year, very much predicated by mistakes at quarterback. And you might say, well, Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot picked those quarterbacks. Sure, but also, who else could they have theoretically gotten? And those end up being some of those questions. And I'm guessing that's what they're going to talk to Arthur Blank about when they have those meetings in the next couple of days, maybe to decide their futures, if Arthur Blank allows them to even do that. We shall see. I don't know, Reggie. I just know it's going to be a tense 24, 48 hours for a lot of people within that organization.
I'm sure it's going to be a tense time for you as well, as you're going to be handling all of it, huh?
5:26 in the morning flight Central Time. So if you see me in the airport, just be kind and recognize that, yes, I'm wearing sunglasses inside, mostly because my eyes are very tired.
Michael Rothstein, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it.